Welcome to Stef's Middle School Souffle, Series 7, ADHD. And I'm with my friends Starbear, Panda, and Igor, and myself. We all have inattentive ADHD. They're 13, 14-year-old. I'm 43. I'm a teacher and a parent, all in the middle school age. But let's review before I get into my great advice. ADHD is a neurodevelopmental disorder. This means there are differences in the ADHD brain that affect a child's development. ADHD does not influence intelligence. It does, however, affect a person's ability to regulate emotions, attention, and it results in hyperactivity and impulsivity as well as organization problems. All three of these, mostly it's organization problems in inattentive ADHD. The difference in the ADHD brain. ADHD is a condition that comes under a lot of scrutiny. Naysayers question if it's real or say it's caused by a lack of motivation, willpower, or bad parenting. None of which is true. However, if you or your child have ADHD, you can feel vulnerable to these comments. They hurt. They're frustrating, especially when our families say these things. Knowing that there are biological differences in the ADHD brain compared to the brain of a person who does not have ADHD can be validating for someone dealing with the condition, as it provides additional evidence of the realities of ADHD. I like this article by Jacqueline Sinfield from Very Well Mind. It breaks it up and goes over the difference in brain structure, brain function, and brain chemistry. So again, please research if you're interested. So, what's annoying to hear? I haven't gone over these yet. We never had this when we were young. Yeah, you did. You did. Especially if you're in your 70s or 80s, upper 60s. What they did with these kids is they either institutionalized them or kicked them out. Or the kid dropped out. Or something else bad happened. You did have this. You did. Okay, you had kids with ADHD. I don't believe ADHD is real. You're just lazy. Do you have any common sense? Do you know how many times I've heard that in my life? A billion. Ditzy, dingy. Yeah, common sense. I don't know what's so common about it. That's what I wanted to say back. I don't know. It's just big pharma. You can focus when you want to. We all forget things. Just cope. Work harder. If you put your mind to it, you can do anything. Or for some people who don't have ADHD, they'll say comments like, oh, I forgot something. It's just my ADD. You know, like it's an excuse or like it's nothing. I don't know. It's kind of annoying to hear when your brain doesn't function very well. I don't know. So this is what ends up, especially with kids. Like, I can't do it. Come on, brain. Why don't you work right in schools? Okay, and they're getting hijacked by hormones. So this is how it feels sometimes. Okay, so the consequences to those statements I just said is try, do better. Okay, I'll try. I'm trying. It's exhausting. A person with inattentive ADHD may have lower self-esteem as a child. And in order to avoid, it's just common sense. Duh. You're a ditz. They become either the class clown or they even skip class to avoid looking dumb. Or they become somatic or become manipulative to get out of academics. They may involve themselves too much to the point of continual burnout. This one. They try to cope the best they can and work super hard. I'm going to just work hard. Only to come up short. They have a lesser quality of life when in denial. And the worst of this is that physical harm to self, just trying to keep up and work harder and cope. Yes, physical harm to self. Self-injury. In later teen years, possibly drugs or alcohol to cope or escape or avoid looking dumb or lazy or just not hardworking enough. And they might struggle with romantic or friend relationships a lot. So we have to be mindful that this is real, and saying, we never had that when we were kids. You did. Okay, but some of these statements we're saying is really hurtful to our kids. Okay, so 16 tips for families living with child with inattentive ADHD. Number 1, we have to acknowledge that we live in a go, 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 competitive, time-oriented culture in the United States. There are pros and cons with every human culture. Okay? One of the cons is this go, 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 competitive, time-oriented culture is that some people don't fit that mold. Okay? And most Americans are not going to accommodate for a lack of time management and organization for your child with ADHD, and that's a reality. They're not going to say, oh, you have ADHD. Okay, you can be late for the 15th time. Nope, they're not going to do that. Okay. Number 2, ADHD is a neurological issue. It is not a behavior. Okay, the general population thinks it's a behavior and a choice, so you need to prepare for this. Sometimes I just use humor, like, and then I ignore it sometimes, and sometimes I feel like speaking out. Just all depends on the context of the situation. Number 3, an acknowledgement. Yes, as a parent, as a guardian, as a new grandparent who's taking care of your grandkid with ADHD, this is not fair. Okay, your child is just not going to learn organization on their own, or they'll figure it out. They don't. They don't. This is for life. They will need specific strategies their whole life. I keep saying that. Time management and organization, for us, it's not natural. All right, so our goal, though, is for us to be self-aware of that when we're 16, 17, 18, and develop strategies that we can do on our own. That's the goal. But in middle school, you, the guardian, the family, are going to have to be along for the ride, modeling it and implementing with us. 4, have high expectations and balance out what you say about child's ADHD to them. It should never be used as a get out of work ticket. Oh, you have ADHD. It's so tough. Okay, you can go do what you want. We'll work on your responsibilities later. No, I have had children manipulate their 504 and make ADHD an excuse. No, that is wrong to do. But what you can do is have children understand that their brain is wired differently, and they will need strategies, and they will get frustrated at times. And you, as a parent or guardian, are going to be there with them to help them manage those situations in time management and organization. Okay, next. Oops, I numbered those wrong. This is 5. Middle school is going to be difficult. Even grades 5 through 10th is going to be difficult. And it's their first time that they're looking up and their brain's like, wow, there's a whole nother world other than myself. And there's a ton of people. And there's a ton of distractions. Their brain has awakened to so many people. School is so stimulating that it's exhausting for a kid or even an adult with ADHD. I personally am almost thinking about going back into special education because my brain and body are really struggling with its 9th year of regular education teaching. I lose everything. I'm really struggling. There are so many people, so many meetings. I am a relational person, and to have 150 to 200 kids and trying to do my best for them, I am struggling right now. Okay, and that's a reality check for me, and self-awareness. School is so stimulating, especially in middle school. Okay, so acknowledge that. Sometimes your child is going to get C's and try so hard. Be realistic with your child. Again, middle school especially is going to be extremely difficult. Find and know your child's motivation. Okay, all three of these had different motivators. ADHD can look different in children. Know your child. If you have a Star Bear, you have to take something off Star Bear's plate. You do. Star Bear is getting so excited, but at the same time so overwhelmed by everything they're involved in. They're struggling to commit to all the activities they're in. They're getting a dopamine rush from doing everything. Okay, Igor and Panda, you're going to have consequences and rewards for time management and routine. You will. And consistency. Look and feed your child's positive traits. These kids and myself are so creative. We are so imaginative. We like technology. We have empathy. We are so joyful and funny. If we're fed like a supportive family, these things will come out of us. We are superior in these regions because we've had to be. Tips 9 through 12. This takes a village and a lot of communication, patience, and commitment. Model and implement a whole family schedule. Is this fair for everybody in your family? No, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to give your children time and work on time management and organization. It doesn't hurt for anyone in American society. 10, strategies to use. A planner for this child, middle schooler. A family visual calendar with a chores checklist. 3, 1 hour of family quiet organizational time together if possible. 11, please be realistic for your regular ed teachers on a 504 plan. Again, that's a lot of kids to be with all day, 150 to 200, but you just want us to zone in on Star Bear here. No, it's not going to happen. Okay, realistic team meeting, realistic accommodations on a legal document. 12, as your child gets older, you may have to change strategies, especially in 8th and 9th grade. Please be mindful of these grades. These are the risk-taking experimental grades with sex, with drugs, with alcohol, with skipping classes, with trying to fit in and be cool and break away from adults. Okay, they're going to test your limits. So in 8th and 9th grade, just be mindful of who their friends are and to the possibility of all children experimenting in perhaps inappropriate things, especially on their phone. So be very careful. You might need to check in on your child's 504 and change some strategies up. Be open to that, especially as hormones are starting to rage in. Tips 13 and 16. If you give too many directions all at once, they're only going to remember the first ones, and then you get frustrated because they didn't listen to you. Write the directions down in number form for what you want them to do. Have them read the directions back to you. Okay, so they're verbalizing back. So they're thinking back. Short directions, number or bullet point, checklists are fine too. Have them read it back to you. 14, this is something I know. If you tell, or if someone in your family tells a long joke or a story, the person who has ADHD, inattentive, they can't keep up, okay? Their brain will disconnect almost right away. You'll get frustrated that they're not listening to you. This is frustrating for both because as we're thinking in our head, okay, listen, okay, I'm gonna listen to this time. Okay, the joke, okay, it's gone. And then I have to fake laugh. And it's embarrassing. Keep the jokes and stories short and get to the point. If you're with a friend who has ADHD, this is very helpful advice. And let your child find true stories of overcoming obstacles, okay? So as a kid, I think these gave me hope. Cesar Chavez, Mother Teresa, they had obstacles, true stories. Lucille Ball, Ralph Bunche, okay? And that was really helpful for me to overcome something and keep going, okay? And then remember this, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Love yourself, be patient, you're doing great. You're doing great, parent. Okay,